Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Rizal Memorial Coliseum in Manila and Season 8, the open conference of the Spikers Turf, where power meets passion. We have 3 matches lined up for you for today, the last day of the preliminaries. For match number 28, let us welcome newcomers to our league, our Alpha Insurance Protectors, and their challengers, our Cignal HD Spikers. Presenting our officials for this match. First referee, Mr. Bobby Celso, National Referee. Second referee, Ms. Joy De Imus, AVC International Referee. Let's welcome our starting lineup from our Alpha Insurance Protectors. Let's begin with their team captain. He wears jersey number 11, Edward Camposano. At number 7, JJ Havelona. Wearing jersey number 8, Sabanal. At number 11, or rather number 16, Jeffrey Abunyawan. Number 12, J. Lopez. And number 18, Victor Nadera. Starting libero is number 4, Takeda. Calling on our Cignal HD Spikers. Let's begin with their team captain, who wears jersey number 8, JP Bugawan. At number 4, Stephen Rotter. Wearing jersey number 3, Owa Retamar. At number 14, Vince Abrot. Number 21, Louis Ramirez. And number 20, Lloyd Josaphat. Starting libero is number 7, Vince Lorenzo. Head coach, Mr. Dexter Clamor.
And there you got the starters for both these squads: Nadera, Sabanal, Camposano, Havelona, Abunyawan, Lopez, and Kada. For the Alpha squad, on the other hand, Cignal HD Spikers has Rotter, Josaphat, Ramirez, Abrot, Bugawan, Retamar, and Lorenzo. We're set for our first game for another triple header, which is the final triple header for the elimination round.
This is the same starting lineup from the Cignal HD Spikers. They used this lineup during their game against the PGJC Navy. But on the other hand, the Alpha Insurance Protectors tweaked it a little bit with Jefferson Abunyawan starting for their squad, replacing Billie Jean Henry Anima.
You know, Panang, right before they broke the huddle, Dexter Clamor went up to his boys and said, look, this is a game that Alpha needs to be able to win. because they still have a chance to make it to the semifinals. And so he said they're going to be playing very hard, so we have to match that energy.
Well, definitely. And of course, with Alpha Insurance, we did mention that this is a must-win situation for them. And they need to win in 3 or 4 sets. So that's an added pressure for their squad. But if you're Cignal HD, of course, though you already have a secure seat in the semifinals, you would still want to have this momentum and close this round on a high note.
That's for sure, especially after the fact that they do have 2 losses already in the elimination round.
Yeah, both were from their rivals, Crisscross Crunchers, and that game was a close one for the Cignal HD.
Ramirez up against a triple team there. Gets denied. Edward Camposano, who we talked about during the pregame, with the serve, and he sends that one long.
3-point given to the HD Spikers. So both teams are starting slow for this set, but we'll see kung sino yung unang magkakaroon ng mas explosive na laro for this game.
Ramirez, another one who we talked about. Key player for his squad. That's a booming serve. That was well played there from Nadera.
A smart one indeed, because he saw the block of Abrot was already there. Na parang naunahan na siya on the timing, but a swipe there off the blocks of Abrot will give them their second point for this set.
And now they lead. No, check that. We are tied at 2 apiece. That's a good dig. Well, Alpha's going to make sure that Cignal bleeds for every point of theirs as well. Abrot with a power shot. First point here for Abrot.
Above his blockers, he already knows that Alpha has a good blocking for this game so far. So why not just have a high reach on the attack, and definitely may hirapan doon yung defense ng Alpha.
Ayun na nga nangyari. Isa na naman ang lamang dito ng Cignal. And again, same result. 2 points here for Nadera.
Nadera always using the hands of Abrot to score a point. Kanina off a swipe attack, but this one targeting down the line. Kaya naman easy point again for Alpha Insurance.
Abrot there still shaking his left hand.
Whoa.
They go to the middle.
No blockers for Louis Ramirez, though he is in the back row. Pero usually here in Spikers turf, kahit nasa back row yung Spiker, we'll see someone there jumping to get a touch.
Nabigla sila ron. They thought the ball was going to Abrot there. You can see Alpha staying in step. Just down by 1. Now we're tied once again at 4.
3 points from Alpha that came from the attack of Nadera.
Talagang pinapakita na sumasabay kami sa inyo ba?
Yes, and Nadera actually was one of the top scorers during their previous game.
Abrot goes cross court.
What a
angle. Shot. But he's still shaking that arm and that hand from that previous attack from Nadera.
What a placement there, targeting cross court. Super sharp angle from Abrot.
Abrot now with 2 points. And a serve that goes long.
That was the second service error from Cignal HD. First time Retamar activating his middle attacker, courtesy of that quick hit from Josafat.
First point for him. And again, a 1-point lead. But it's been like that all throughout here. Just a
Isahan
1-point
lang.
lead, biglang tatapat kaagad ang Alpha. Just like that.
Quick side out from either squads. Kaya naman hindi lumalaki yung lamang nila. And walang makakuha kahit mini run lang on the scoreboard.
Bugawan got stopped there. Chance. Well, it was an opportunity for them to take the lead, but again, taking the lead by 1 point is Cignal.
Hindi masyadong kompleto yung approach doon ni Camposano, kaya naman naunahan na siya ng blockers ng Cignal. Nowhere to go for him. First kill block for the HD Spikers.
Tabla na naman tayo. This time at 7.
That was Jeff Abunyawan. Look at that elevation and the quick hit. Kaya naman hindi na rin nakasabay doon yung blockers from Cignal.
That was a good pass. Back set. And Ramirez is going to send us here to our first technical timeout.
Brown eyes, straight outside, dirty stand up. Just since I see God in your face, girl, a minute. Marilag. Alam mo na. Bibig. Ayoko na talaga.
Back to the action now. This is winning time for set number 1. Only a 2-point lead here. Actually, 2 points has been the biggest lead from either team. Abrot just making sure if it's supposed to be his serve. It was. He had a serve a while ago with a lot of spin. Let's see if he puts more power in this one. Yes, he does. Nice joust at the net. Still an opportunity here. Camposano.
Again, Camposano targeting the hands of his blockers and getting this point on a quick side out for the Insurance Protectors.
The 2025 FIVB Men's World Championship tickets are now available. Head on over to www.philippines.wch2025.com about tickets and get your tickets now.
What an elevation from Louis Ramirez. Grabe din yung hang time niya nun.
Back up to a 2-point lead. They're gonna say that was checked.
Yeah, there was a check on Retamar. Pinatama na lang ni Camposano yung bola sa kamay ng blockers niya. Pero ang taas nung lipad ng bola.
That lead has been cut down to 1. Once again.
Oh!
Roder from the back. Yes!
May halong gigil yung mga back row hitters ng Cignal pag nakita
Parang,
nilang
no?
walang blockers eh. Take a look at that again from Steven Roder.
How many times has that happened? You need to be able to have a block somehow, or else that's an easy point.
Yes, definitely. And even yung dalawang back row hit ni Louis Ramirez na walang blockers, ganun din yung dating ng bola sa side ng Alpha. But because of that service error, that's the 4th service error of the Cignal HD Spikers.
Ang masakit dun eh. It was a float serve. Rotter trying to get above his blockers.
Oh!
And there was nobody back there to support. Everybody closer to the net. And they're gonna pay the price.
Yeah, because they do know that whenever Cignal goes for a block, ang bilis ng balik sa kanila eh. But this is the first time na lumayo naman yung bounce ng bola. No one was there to get the long ball from Alpha Insurance.
Back row attack, Camposano. Boy, Retamar was able to just get a hand onto that one. And this time, Abrot and Bugawan says no to Nadera.
Take a look at that block again. It was Abrot who got that down the line block. Yun yung bantay na block and mabilis yung balik sa side ng Alpha. Kaya din yung coverage nila masyadong naka-forward because they're expecting those kinds of return from the blockers of Cignal.
What an ace from Ramirez.
It's
And
the
this is
first
now the
time.
biggest lead.
Yes. 3-point lead for the Cignal HD Spikers. That's why a timeout from Alpha Insurance.
Ulit ko, paikutin mo. Ha? Ano play natin doon? 2, 3. 3, play 3. Ha? Play 3, ulitin ko, play 3. Pasa muna tayo. Ha? Kinakargahan yung service eh. Tayo lang naman ang nagbibigay ng madali eh. Ha? Pag may service tayo, kargahan din natin. Ha? O pag bumuka, tsaka mo lang yan o. Pero pag maganda yung pasa, play 3 tayo. Ha? Tara. Let's go, let's go. Jeboy, kailangan makuha mo yung
Well, Coach Santos was very clear. on exactly what he wanted. Ilang beses niya inulit, play 3 ang gusto ko.
Oo. But for them to be able to execute that play, they should have a good first ball.
Let's see if they can handle the serve of Ramirez. Cargado na naman, but that's a good first pass.
Oh,
But still, they're not able to execute.
Yes, and a double violation called on Javelona dahil tumama sa kanya yung block tapos he still went for that second touch.
It is now a 5-point advantage in the business end of set number 1. That time, it's going to go long.
But they still have this cushion for the first set. Biggest lead so far for the HD Spikers with 4 points. And they only need 3 points to close this set. Oh!
That's a nice change of pace there from Rotter.
I think that was the first drop ball from either squad. And that's his 5th point already.
It's a very quiet 5 points from Rotter as he's been spreading his points around. Now going to run out of space there, Cignal. But still, they got a handy advantage here.
That was Nadera on the combination play.
Molinari will check in together with Cajolo. Chance for Abrot. Boy, Josafat and Abrot there made things so difficult for the attack of Alpha.
Because they could already read the setters of Alpha. Nauunahan na nila makapwesto yung mga attackers ng Alpha Insurance.
It's now set point. I'm quite surprised Coach Santos not calling his second and final timeout.
Oh!
What a serve! So much power behind that one. Hit the net and still went over.
A lucky one for Steven Roeder, and that converts into a service ace, and because of that point, they will close this first set and getting their first set win.
HD Carrera po ba to? Carrera po, Carrera. Sino ba nagsabi na kailangan kung mauwi na ito, Carrera? Okay naman.
Nice to see the players in a different light, but right now, back to the action. Musafat with a serve. They make sure they get Takeda right back in. Three-point lead enjoyed by Cignal. Look at his impressive numbers already. 4 points, 1 block. Back to Camposano, and a violation is going to be called here in Cignal. No complaints.
Yeah, net touch called on EJ Casanya. No complaints na because alam na niya na siya yung tumama dun sa net.
He quickly turned around and said, yes, that was me.
Hindi na tumingin sa coach niya. Usually ganun eh, pag nag-commit ka ng error, hindi na tumitingin sa coach.
There was a check there, so a point will go to Cignal. So far, maganda naman yung pagbabalasa na naman ni Coach Dexter dito sa kabila. And Casanya will come up with his second service error already.
But I do think he was targeting short ball on the receive for Alpha Insurance, but masyado niyang hininaan or na-control ng mahina yung bola niya.
That's going to hit the net. Well, Manato in for the first time. Showed us his speed. Just not probably able to get that to his teammate. Ramirez now back on the serve. He has been the most effective serving-wise for his squad. That one clearly high.
Yeah, no block touch. So back-to-back free points given to the insurance protectors.
Ten to 8 is our tally. That's a great opportunity there. Regalo para dito sa Alpha.
Of course, Javelona already went for that over ball because EJ Casanya was in the back row. So no chance for him to set that ball.
Wow, a lot of power behind that one from Ronquillo and a good angle as well.
Cross court from Ronquillo. Take a look at what happened there during the last sequence. San dumaan yung bola na yon? Cross court because the block of insurance protectors was not there.
Nag-aabang si Josafat doon. And he continues to churn out the points. Well, there's a violation called. Regardless, Nadera still would have gotten that point.
That's right. But net touch violation called on the HD Spikers, but still Nadera targeting the hands of Josafat to get that point.
What a serve. Not enough spin on that one from abroad. And the lead's cut down to 1.
That's already the 7th error of the HD Spikers just for this set alone.
Ouch.
And we're not even at the halfway mark yet.
That's right. They have allowed their opponents to really come back because of those errors. And there's another one.
Now make that 8.
Coach Dexter cannot be happy.
Work on the set. Kung anong binigay sa inyo, gawin niyo ng paraan kaysa itapon. Ang dami nating unforced error na yun, sunod-sunod. Okay? Tapos, wag first instinct. Pakita mo, pwede ka mag-cross. And kung papacheck mo talaga, pacheck mo ng malakas para hindi umaabot sa kanila. Oh, next one, slide out.
He was right on the money there. He said we had so many unforced errors. At yun, kakasabi lang ni Paneng. Really surprising. Can you imagine 8 out of the 12?
Yes. So parang 3 points lang yung nagawa ng Alpha Insurance so far for this set.
Bumawi naman si Nadera with a mistake of his own.
Baka makasama sila ni Jetta.
This has not been the most perfect set for both these squads. Combination play works.
Of course, a good set from Jerome Lopez. We saw that previously, like when he waited for the approach of his middle attacker, palagi siya nakakakuha ng one blocker doon. Kaya naman libreng-libre si Javelona to go for that open hit.
Well, that's exactly what Coach Dexter was saying. Kung ipapacheck nyo, bigyan nyo pa rin.
Yeah, we saw a couple of attack errors from abroad a while ago, but he had a good attack there.
Good serve, good reception. Camposano denied. Back to Camposano. Free ball here for Alpha. Can they convert? Camposano will send that one out though.
No block touch. But nakita natin yung intention ni Camposano dahil nag-iba yung direction ng katawan niya na talagang gusto niya ipatama sa kamay ng blockers. But that was unsuccessful for him. So giving a 2-point advantage for the HD Spikers. Abroad so far already has 5 points from 2 attacks and 3 blocks.
Comes up with another good serve. Camposano down the line.
So again, sumabay na naman si Josafat sa approach ni Sabanal, leaving Camposano with only 1 blocker. So far, effective yung mga ganyang fake set ni Jerome Lopez for the Alpha Insurance.
Grabe, baon na baon yun. Galing kay Ramirez. Which will actually bring us to our second technical time.
Play like it's your last game, because you never know when it will be your last game, so you just gotta give it your all every time, no matter who the competition is, because that will bring you confidence each day, and you'll just want to keep playing better than your original game. So it's just a way to always be ready.
Well, nice words to live by there by Rotter. Get your daily dose of sport updates on Starting Lineup, Mondays to Fridays, 6:30 p.m. live on Pilipinas Live and on One News. Also available on One Sports and One Sports Plus. Camposano goes cross court.
So I did mention yung mga fake sets ni Jerome Lopez is really working well for the Alpha Insurance protectors. And we saw that during that last hit of Camposano na late na naman yung blockers niya because of the convincing approach of their middle blocker.
Oh, Nadera with a block there, and we are tied at 16.
Take a look at that kill block again.
See him turning his body back into the court.
Nahuli doon ang insurance protectors. They forgot that EJ Casanya is in the front row. He went for that 1-2 play.
Now 1-point lead once again by Cignal. Miscommunication that time.
Oh! Again, another kill block from the Alpha Insurance Protectors.
Tabla na naman tayo. Ramirez there apologizing to his team as Camposano gets ready to serve. Boy, how do you stop Ramirez when he gets up there?
Once he gets that good approach and good reach in the attack, ang hirap talaga blockin ito ni Louie Ramirez.
(18-17). Cignal.
Oh,
Now 18 apiece. Another error. They've got to be in double digits, errors-wise.
that's inside. Service ace. That is Abonyawan.
At lamang na ang Alpha ngayon ng isa. That time, serve will go slightly long.
You mentioned about the errors from both squads, but because of that service error, that's the 6th error from Alpha. But from Cignal naman, 9 errors from them.
So close to double digits.
Tight one.
Bump set, Javelona. Oh, that looked long. Abrot gets denied. To the other side. And Ronquillo was waiting for it.
Good decision from Casanya to set the ball in the reverse to Ronquillo. Kanina pa nabablock yung wing attackers ng Cignal. But of course, Ronquillo also one of the leading scorers for the Cignal HD Spikers, targeting cross court and getting that point.
That block hit the body of Fosafat on the way out. A much tighter end game here in the second set. Here's that familiar substitution which we saw in set number 1. Apolinario now with the serve, with a full front line.
Good serve.
Chance to pull one ahead.
Almost a miscommunication.
Well, they lost their opportunity. And Cignal makes them pay.
Of course, EJ Casanya also waiting for the approach of Fosafat and sets the ball to Abrot, leaving only one blocker.
Checking in now will be Valbuena and Silang.
Valbuena played during their previous game against PGJC Navy, but only during the third set, but was still able to get 4 points for the HD Spikers. This is a tight one.
Back to Valbuena. Able to get just enough of a touch to get that a drop.
Off the bench, already getting his first point of the match.
Timeout will be called here.
Takbo mo na agad. Ha? Sino nasa harapan mo? Si JJ ko ba? Vitres, iwan mo zero dito. Tapos, dito mo ulit yung bola. Maro! Dito mo dalhin yung bola. Dito. May pa sa gitna. Ha? Ray, kailangan makuha natin yung middle. Tara, let's go.
2-point lead. This is a very crucial point for both these squads. Uh-oh.
Oh,
What a time for that to happen.
I know. I'm coming from my timeout where Coach Santos already gave a very clear instructions, but because of that unforced error, libre na puntos dito for HD Spikers, giving them a comfortable 3-point lead. Oh,
What that attack is not going to get over. Boy, those are two blunders.
yes.
Which brings your opponent to set point.
Oh, that will hurt for the insurance protectors.
Ladera tsaka Ramirez tayo. Tama? Ladera, Ramirez.
Tight set, and that is going to be an error in the attack from Javelona.
That was 3 consecutive points, easy points given to the HD Spikers, and of course, they took advantage of
Here's another hotly contested set, but in the end, especially after the timeout of Coach Santos, they gave up 3 easy points.
That's right. And actually, parang same situation lang din yung nangyari nung first set where we started the set na dikit tayo sa scoreboard. But nung habang nasa latter part na tayo of the set, doon lumalaki yung lamang ng Cignal and ang Alpha Insurance nagko-commit ng mga errors. But of course, Cignal HD, again, using their firepower to dominate that set against the insurance protectors. But we did see a lot of set plays also from the white shirts. Yun nga lang, they became inconsistent, especially during the latter part of that set. And the HD Spikers took advantage of that. Looking at the set statistics, Cignal with 13 attack points and 8 lang meron ang Alpha Insurance. And Cignal had 1 block point and 2 service aces and 9 errors for that set. But like what you mentioned, during the latter part, coming from my timeout, dun pa nagsunod-sunod ng errors and free points na binigay ng insurance protectors sa Cignal HD.
That's just too much for both these squads. Opponent errors, 9. Arena Plus, astig sa sports. Now let's check the lineup here of Coach Dexter. Kung ibahin na naman niya yung kanyang balasa. And it sure looks like it. A while ago, nabanggit mo, Valbuena played in the third set against Navy the last time out. He's going to start out here in the third, together with Guaza.
But same lineup for the insurance protectors. So dito mo makikita din kung gaano kalalim yung bench ni Coach Dex and the Cignal HD Spikers na kahit sinong ibalasa niya talaga magko-contribute for their squad.
Okay, Paneng, balikan natin yung sinasabi mo kanina. You mentioned that Alpha needed to win this match, but they needed to win it in 3 or 4 sets.
That's right, because pag nanalo sila dito, they need to hope also that VNS Laticrit will lose their game against Savoj in 3 or 4 sets. Because of that, magkakaroon sila ng same win-loss card and rank points, but the insurance protectors will have the superior sets ratio, pushing them to the semis.
Pero ang problema nun, the only chance they can actually have a win here, as Abrot mishit that one and still able to score. So a chance for Alpha to win this one. They're going to have a reverse sweep, but they're going to win this match in 5 sets.
Yes, so parang medyo mahihirapan na rin sila magkaroon ng seat on the semis because they need to win in 3 or 4 sets only.
Well, Camposano's going to pick up a point here. Let's see how much of a fight they still have. Talking about the protectors.
Though even if medyo lumalabo na yung chances nila to get into the semifinals, at least they would want to end this round on a high note as well and get a good game.
At yun na nga, they do have the early lead here, 2-1 after that block on Abrot.
Oh, overset. Early lead here for the insurance protectors.
Let's see if there's going to be a quick timeout here from Coach Dexter. Camposano with the serve. Quickly, they go to Guaza.
Ang bilis ng palo na yun ni Guaza. He was the one who got the first ball. Take a look at that set from EJ Casana. Parang zero tempo yun because naunang tumalon si Guaza before he sets the ball on the quick.
Look at the numbers of Abrot already with 8 points.
Yes, that's inside. Targeting a long ball. Take a look at that attack from Javelona. Javelona already has 4 points for the Alpha Insurance Protectors.
Ronquillo hanging in the air and scoring. Guaza quickly ready with a point here to his name at the service line.
Oh, it's still alive. Oh, kinabahan ako dun.
Well, there was a lot of spin. That's why medyo nahirapan si Abrot. Still able to get that, and eventually they get the point.
Yes, that's right. We're tied at 4. But what a save there from Ronquillo and almost a miscommunication there between Abrot and Valbuena. But a missed opportunity for the insurance protectors. Drop ball sana, but sakto naman sa kamay ni Martin Bugawan.
Another powerful serve. Gets through that net, and Nadera back to his scoring ways. This time against Valbuena.
If you're the blocker of Nadera, you cannot do that nang uunahan mo siya tumalon dahil grabe yung hang time ni Nadera. And pag nakita niya yung kamay mo na nakapwesto, gagamitin niya yon to attack it off the block and get a point. Good
Bugawan
block.
gets denied.
And that was Sabanal on a one-on-one block there. Take a look at that approach from Martin Bugawan. But ang ganda ng bantay na yon ni Sabanal.
Two-point lead once again by Alpha. Ooh, Bugawan's gonna send that one out. And now they'll challenge.
First challenge for this match.
That is right.
So Coach Dex and the rest of the squad would want to challenge that last call and ball in, ball out.
Well, some of the players of Cignal didn't seem quite as certain as they looked over at the coach. But Coach Dexter nonetheless will challenge. Let's see how much that ball compresses.
It's outside. Unsuccessful challenge for the Cignal HD Spikers, which leaves them with only one challenge card left for the rest of the set. And they are down by 3 points.
Kita mo, even the two players from Cignal were unsure. They weren't sure that it hit the line.
But it was close. They took the chance, but because of that long gap, service error there committed by Nadera.
That happens. Lead is cut down to 2. 7-5. Lamang pa rin ang Alpha. Combination play will work.
Quick side out from Javelona, giving them a 3-point advantage. Alpha Insurance up by 3.
Look at a turf war here. Vincent Jade Nadera already in double digits with 10 points off his 9 attacks. Up against Luis Ramirez, who has 9 points off 6 attacks with 1 block and 2 aces. But remember, Nadera has played the entire 3 sets.
That's right. And actually, he has a consistent game so far for the HD Spikers. For the Insurance Protectors. Hirap dito ang HD Spikers na blockin si Nadera and also mag-position on the defense whenever he goes for the attack.
Chance here. Back row attack. That's definitely long.
Balik sa tatlo ang lamang ng Insurance Protectors.
Well, a slow start here as well for Cignal. Looks like Coach Dexter, though, might stay with his squad. It looks like it's out. It is. It's now a 4-point advantage.
Cignal giving a lot of free points to Alpha Insurance. And of course, if you're Alpha, you'll take advantage of that because as much as possible, you would want to get a lot of points para makakuha ng mas malaking lamang.
Well, Ronquillo says enough is enough.
Finally, a much-needed point for the HD Spikers. Take a look at that back row hit from Ronquillo.
That's a good stop there from Bugawan, but free ball now coming up for Alpha. Cross court hit works, and Camposano will score again.
Camposano targeting cross court once more. Oh, too much
That
of an
looks like it's
angle.
out again. Abrot has lost his mojo here. Abrot is actually the only player that has played in all 3 sets.
May mga tinatapon lang tayo. Sabi ko naman kanina, use the block. Kasi pag-organize yung block nila, wala kang magagawa doon. Either your team or paluin sa taas, gamitin yung fingers para makapuntos. Kasi iwas mo na iwas. Okay, 5 na yan, 5 na yan. Okay, ang dami lang natin natatapon kaya sila lumalayo. Go, 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 go!
Just some quick reminders from Coach Dexter. At alam niya, kaya malaki yung lamang dahil lahat pagkakamali nila.
Oo, and talagang iniiwas nila sa blockings ng Alpha Insurance. Doon sila nag-iiba yung direction, yung palo nila, and minsan iniingatan na rin nila yung attacks nila.
Now another chance here for Alpha. Abrot.
Oh, good save. Oh, 4
That was
touches,
4 touches.
already.
He might have just allowed that to go over. It might have trickled in.
But I think it was still on the side of the insurance protectors.
Leads cut down to 4. Let's see if they can have the rally na hinahanap ni Coach Dexter. Nadera says no.
Quick side out for the Alpha Insurance with Nadera. That's already his 11th point. He's the leading scorer now, followed by Camposano with 10 points.
Ronquillo again another point. This is the second set here for Ronquillo this afternoon.
Good set there from Casania.
Well, Coach Dexter wants to make sure that all his players get as much burn as they possibly can.
Chris Silang subbing in for EJ Casania. That's too low. That's the 6th error, overall error from the HD Spikers for this set.
Ramirez is going to be relieved, and that might be the day here for Vince Abrot. Lead is back up to 5. That is going to be sent out by Ronquillo. Napakarami na. But now they're going to ask for a block touch.
That's
Well,
the
Coach
last.
Santos was actually asking his players if there was. They said wala.
So this is the last challenge card for the Cignal HD Spikers. If unsuccessful na naman to, wala na silang magagamit for the rest of the set.
And they're down by 5. Could be more if they lose this challenge.
That's unsuccessful. Malayo yung daan ng bola ni JM Ronquillo, which leaves, which gives a free point to the insurance protectors, and no more challenge left for the HD Spikers. This is a 6-point lead for the insurance protectors, the biggest lead for their squad.
Valbuena gets above the blockers. And putting that one to rest is Ronquillo. Still an imposing 5-point lead enjoyed by Alpha.
Dali, direct i-update kita.
Coasa with a serve.
Kay Lopez. Tapos 13.
Another service error, which will bring us to this technical timeout. It's a 6-point advantage enjoyed.
Day sa FEU. Laging sinasabi ng head coach namin na si Coach Ed, cherish every moment in your life. Kasi di natin alam, di ba? Ngayon lang tayo magkakasama. Kaya every time na magkakasama tayo, team tayo, go with the flow and then laban lang lagi sa buhay. Kasi di natin alam, di ba?
Right now, he is cherishing every moment, especially here in set number 3. UAP Season 87 Volleyball is live and exclusive here on Cignal. Watch it all on the UAP Varsity Channel, One Sports, and Pilipinas Live, because legends start here. Bugawan is trying to start the rally right here for a comeback. They want to win this in 3 straight sets.
1-6-1-1.
Ronquillo already has 6 points, all coming from attacks.
Chance once again here. They go to the middle. And a violation is going to be called on Sabanal.
Back-to-back points from Martin Bugawan.
Oh, not taking any chances here is Coach Santos.
Okay, ganito. Pasahan muna natin, patakbuhin mo si Ray dito. Ha? Hanggat mari kailangan mo. Pag hindi tumakbo yung ano, bigyan mo sa kanya. Ha? Pag hindi sumunod yung middle, bigyan mo sa kanya. Kaya niyo yung dito. Papilitar dito. Ha? Let's go. Pasahan muna natin na maayos. Dali nyo sa gitna yung bola. Tara, tara, tara. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Well, Coach Santos knows definitely this is a set that they can win. They should win.
They should have a good first ball to be able to execute a play. We'll see.
That just gets over. Not the play Coach Santos was asking for.
That will not work, especially if Martin Bugawan is in the front, because he is a high leaper, the middle blocker. So yung mga drop balls na ganun, maaabutan niya ni Martin. So 3 consecutive points from Bugawan, cutting down the lead of Alpha Insurance to 3 points. Oh,
That's what they need. That's what he wanted. Talking about Coach Santos.
that was the play that he told his team to execute from his timeout. But of course, a good first ball, sakto lang kay Jerome Lopez. So a slide attack there from Sabanal.
Chance for them to get back-to-back points. That's a great dig. Valbuena with the left hand. Back to Valbuena. He stopped at the net. Back row, Ramirez, Doug.
There was a net touch violation. I think nung pababa na yung blockers ng insurance protectors, doon sila nakakommit ng error, giving a free point to the HD Spikers. Take a look what happened there. Yung braso ni Camposano and nung pagka-turn niya when he landed for that block. Oh!
Wow, there was no support back there. And here comes that rally, expected by everybody of Cignal.
Kanina, 6 na puntos ang lamang nitong Alpha Insurance, but with Cignal doing everything they could to cut down the lead, and only 2 points na lang ang kailangan nila to tie the score.
Here's the chance once again.
Oh!
Wow, coming up big on the block.
Martin Bugawan is having a good game here in the third set. I think that was already his 4th point for this set alone.
That's correct, and we are right. They're right back in it, talking about Cignal. And we've got a game. After a 6-point lead, it has been cut down to just 1. And an opportunity here, 6-1 run. Could be 7-1, it is. Tabla na tayo.
Martin Bugawan already has 10 points coming from 5 attacks, 4 blocks, and 1 service ace for this match.
And you can see, Paneng, just how tough this Cignal squad is. Coach Dexter coming up with different lineups in all 3 sets.
That's right, and there are a couple of substitution also for this set.
That's out. And Cignal now with a 1-point lead.
Now you can see the pressure is on the side of the Insurance Protectors. Ang laki ng lamang nila kanina, but because of their errors and also hard work ng HD Spikers, this is the first time na lalamang sila sa scoreboard.
And Valbuena's going to be serving once again. He has been back there for quite a while. At gagamit ngayon ng challenge si Coach Santos.
First challenge for the Insurance Protectors.
Not quite sure if he's grasping for straws here. Maybe possibly wanting to save that final time out of his. Gagamit muna siya ng challenge dito. It looked like the attack was a little high. But they're going to need this one. They're going to need to win this challenge because the momentum is clearly on the side here of Cignal. Ooh, it grazed his fingers. By a nail. They badly needed that one. It would have been 19-17. Now we're deadlocked at 18 apiece.
Substitution from the Insurance Protectors. This is the first time that Baptista will check in for their squad.
Comes up with a good serve. But again, from the back row, Valbuena delivers.
Grabe yung flight na yon ni Valbuena and hang time. Take a look at that again. Inantay niya yung block ni Camposano.
Back up to 1-point lead. Remember, they were down by 6 at one stage.
Chance here for the HD Spikers. Oh, what a defense from Nadera.
And we are tied again at 19. We're going to have an exciting finish here to our third set. Could it be the final set here for these two squads in the eliminations?
JM Apolinario checking in also for the Insurance Protectors. Oh!
Miscommunication that time. And it's a 1-point lead enjoyed by Alpha. Wow.
What a target from JM Apolinario. But what happened there on the side of the HD Spikers, that was an easy ball. But nagkaroon ng miscommunication there between Louis Ramirez and Valbuena.
Coach Dexter was trying to call a timeout, but the serve was coming already. And it's now a 3-point advantage for Alpha.
This is good for the Insurance Protectors. They have the advantage so far for this set. And the pressure is on for the HD Spikers. Coach Dex Clamor calling for timeout.
Check your area right away. Ngayon, kung hindi ka papasa, sabihin mo si Alfred mag-play left. Eh sa ganun, sobrang taas ng bola. Next, kailangan mo tumuloy nas. Kahit misreceive tuloy ka kasi nahabol naman eh. Go! One side out. Go, go, go. Go!
Now with their backs against the wall, let's see how Cignal HD stages a comeback. They were down by 6. They tied things up. They even led by 1. A chance here now to increase their lead further. And they do. They want to get at least one set here.
This is a strong front row from the Insurance Protectors. They have Nadera and Camposano in the front row, the 2 leading scorers from their squad.
Not a good first ball. And it is now set point here for Alpha.
Courtesy of that kill block from Abunyawan.
That's a 5-0 blast. 6-0 in fact. Set point now here for Alpha. And there's another one. That's back-to-back.
Again, from the same players from the HD Spikers that committed a received miscommunication. And because of those errors during the latter part of set 3, gave the momentum to the Insurance Protectors and they got their first set win.
Let's take a look now, the turf war between the setters. Jerome Lopez so far with 11 excellent sets. Casanya, on the other hand, with 13. Though Casanya has not played that much here today.
I think he only started for the game for the HD Spikers. But Jerome Lopez, hindi siya pinapalitan ni Coach Santos, but only during the double substitutions with EJ Casanya.
What a serve from Guaza. Camposano, good reception. And again, blocking up front once again. Bugawan and Ramirez conspiring for that one.
That's already 11th point from Martin Bugawan if the kill block will be tallied on him.
Guaza again with the serve. That time going out. Lead's going to be cut down to 6, but still a comfortable lead here by Cignal. They set things up. Pipe attack will work for Abrot.
Malayo yung defense ng Alpha Insurance. Take a look at that. There's a huge opening there in between Zone 1 and Zone 6. Good first ball. Well, ang layo ng coverage ng HD Spikers.
Montero tried his best, but he was coming from the back.
Yan, layo dahil taas ng talsik ng bola from the hands of Martin Bugawan. But that was a good kill from Sabanal on the quick.
Back row attack.
A quick side out from the HD Spikers.
He was very close to stepping on the line there. The attack line was Abrot, but no challenge. 11-4. Ramirez in double digits.
Good chase. Oh.
Once again, Ronquillo from the back row.
That's already the 8th point from Quillo for this game.
And they just continue to pile on the points here in set number 4.
What a first ball from Takeda.
That's out.
Iniwas ni Martin yung attack na yun sa blockers niya. But what a good game here so far from the libero of the Insurance Protectors, John Maru Takeda.
But Cignal has come up with a really strong start here to the 4th. That's what happens when you poke the bear. Suddenly, he's alive and he's angry.
It's J.M. Ronquillo again from the back.
13-5 is our score.
Overball.
Sayang yung mga ganun. That should be an easy reception.
That's right. And if you're looking at the Insurance Protectors, parang hindi ganito yung laro na pinakita nila nung previous sets. And their body language, if you just take a look at them, is parang hindi sila ganun ka-aggressive and just waiting for the errors ng Cignal HD para makakuha sila ng puntos.
Actually, this is the body language I was expecting from them in the 3rd, because after losing the first 2 sets, alam nila kahit manalo sila in 5, hindi na sila abot sa semifinals eh.
But sayang din, because I did mention the momentum was already on their side, especially getting that good game during the third set. But this fourth set, palaging lamang ang Cignal HD and hindi sila nakakakuha masyado ng points na sila yung gumagawa.
12 excellent sets here for Lopez. It's very surprising about the performance of Alpha here.
Good defense.
Kasi dapat nabuhayan nga sila doon sa third set victory nila.
I agree.
Well, they picked up the slack here, and Nadera with another point.
Well, finally, from a long rally, Nadera, medyo dumami yung errors niya during the start of this set, but getting this good attack targeting down the line will boost his morale definitely for this set.
Finding the campfire. Here comes Alpha. Suddenly, nabuhayan sila rito.
Back-to-back points from Nadera. Changing the pace on his attack. Ang layo ng defense ng Cignal HD.
That's without a timeout coming from Coach Santos. They just flipped the switch.
So far, sa lahat ng sineset ni Silang kay JM Ronquillo on the back row, he converts it into a point. Again, take a look at that back row hit. Abunyawan on the quick hit.
There's still some fight left from the Alphas.
Oh,
What a shot there from Guaza. Out. 12 points off 7 attacks, 3 blocks, and 2 aces. Look at the spin he has there in that serve.
so far, a good game from Vince Ambrot. Medyo slow start siya nung set 1, but nung umokay na, nakapag-adjust na siya sa sets ng mga setters and nakapag-warm up na maayos. Okay na, ang ganda na ng larong pinapakita nito ni Vince Ambrot.
As we take a look at the team standings, so three teams already have made it to the semis.
That's right, those are Crisscross King Crunchers, Cignal HD Spikers, and Savage Spin Doctors. But Alpha Insurance Protectors, we did mention that this is a must-win game for them, but they should win in 3 or 4 sets. But so far, if they will be able to get a reverse sweep, if ever, medyo mahirapan pa rin sila or hindi ganun ka-clear yung chances nila to make it to the semifinals.
So VNS essentially completing the cast of our semifinalists here for Spikers Turf.
That's already the 15th error of Cignal HD Spikers after that service error from Abrot.
Boy, Ronquillo just rising above the blockers there.
Okay na, 10 points na rin yan. Mga 11.
Lead is back up to 6. Guaza with a serve.
Bawan, Ronquillo.
Oh, good first ball. Of course, once they get a good first ball, nasakto kay Jerome Lopez, Jerome would be activating their leading scorer in Nadera, setting that ball on the reverse. much
Another
power.
score, yes, definitely.
But Camposano was already there. Nabasa na niya na dun dadalhin ni Abrot yung, or dun yung direksyon ng attack ni Abrot. But there's a challenge now from the insurance protectors. Foot fault.
Well, there were a few possible foot faults I noticed here in the fourth set. None were challenged, and now it's going to be challenged here.
Dahil yung set ni silang sa mga back row hitters na is sobrang pasok na sa front row. Kaya naman yung motion ng mga attackers na is really pa-forward or hahabulin yung set. But yun din yung mga set na okay if you're a back row hitter. Kasi minsan hindi mo na mapapansin. Pag malayo yung set sa'yo sa back row, medyo nakahiga ka or madali na lang yung bola na darating sa opponent side. I think this is going to be a unsuccessful one dahil ang layo ng break foot ni Abrot. So that's a clean back row hit from him.
So they're not going to have a successful challenge. Cignal will get that point. Combination works.
And that's a good combination play. Sabanal going for the be quick, but Javelona was there for the open hit.
Nagawa ng paraan. And Alpha's gonna take that point.
What a run here from the insurance protectors.
That's correct.
Apat na lang yung lamang ng HD Spikers.
Well, they really upped their game here in the middle part of the fourth as compared to their start. What a stretch. Camposano dug. He'll push it to the side and run out of space.
But that was a good intention from him actually. Dahil ang layo ng defense ng HD Spikers.
So Casanya and Valbuena will check in here. Ramirez with a serve. His team up by 5. Attack from Nadera. Stopped. Abrot has had his number in the latter stage of this match.
That's right. And add this to his numbers. A kill block there on the attack, from the attack of Nadera.
Cignal HD 5 points away from taking this match.
Oh,
Power tip is going to work.
so far the combination plays from the Alpha Insurance, everything's working for them whenever they go for the combi play.
Camposano. Nice stretch there by Ramirez. Abrot stopped. That one just a little bit too much from Bugawan. Sneaky play not gonna work. Back to Camposano.
Oh, smart one from Camposano. Dropping the ball behind his blockers, confusing the defense of the HD Spikers. And again, JM Apolinario checking in for the insurance protectors. He was the game changer during set 3.
Valbuena getting up there and scoring once again.
Quick finish from Valbuena. What a set from EJ Casanya. Oh, that was outside.
That's twice already here.
Yeah.
Frustration written all over the face of Coach Santos. Another 7-point lead opened up here by Cignal, and they're just 2 points away from victory. Camposano will push.
Oh, good chase. Oh.
Nice attack there from Abunyawan.
But also credit to the fake set of Apolinario. Take a look at that again. Misread there from Guaza because Apolinario is in the back row.
Double checking who their server is. They cannot afford another mistake at this stage. Ipulan will come in for Havelona. Camposano with a serve. It's an ace!
Good target from Camposano. Take a look at that again.
That's out.
Outside, no block touch.
Will we see a timeout from Coach Dexter? Nope, just a challenge.
It's hard to say dahil iba yung lipad ng bola ni Abrot when he went for that open hit. But also credit to Camposano targeting Abrot on for the first ball dahil siya yung leading scorer so far for the HD Spikers. So once he gets first ball, that will cause a delay on his approach, and that's good for the side of the insurance protectors.
If they win this challenge, that's going to bring them to set point, match point.
This is a tough one, but a unsuccessful challenge for the HD Spikers. So the point will stay with Alpha Insurance Protectors.
Camposano with the serve. Let's see if they were able to ice the server, though. Nope.
Oh! Block point from Abunyawan.
Abunyawan has come up big here in the latter stage as we have another substitution here. Starters are back in. Silang and Ronquillo. Alpha just down by 3.
Oh!
Ouch!
Oh, that will hurt. They were already on a good run. But that service error will give match point to the HD Spikers.
Ayan, nagsiserve.
Could this be the final serve from Abrot?
And
It's in!
It's a service ace. What a finish from the HD Spikers. Take a look at where it landed. Right,
Oh, no question about that. And that's why no challenge.
Yes, it's way inside.
So Cignal is going to take this one in 4 sets. And there you have it, our final score as Cignal HD rounds out their elimination phase with a victory. Winning this one in 4 sets. As we take a look at the best player of the game, and none other than the gentleman who played practically the entire game, Vince Abrot.
Yes, Vince Abrot tallied 15 points coming from 8 attacks, 4 blocks, and 3 service aces. And not just that, he was also able to get 10 good receptions for this game. Though he started slow during the first set, but naging okay naman yung laro niya nung mga succeeding sets, leading the HD Spikers, getting this win for their squad and definitely ending this round on a high note, and magpre-prepare na sila sa semifinals, which will happen next week.
As we now take a look at the highlights of set number 4.
The HD Spikers started that set on a high note, getting as much as 7 points advantage during the start of the 4th set. But then, because of their errors, doon nakadikit ang Alpha Insurance sa score nila. But dikit tayo no latter part dahil umabot pa ng 20 ang Insurance Protectors because of their good combination plays and first balls. But it was just not enough to close that set and win that set, because there was also a lot of firepower on the side of the HD Spikers. But a good game pa din from the Insurance Protectors, because they were able to win set 3 on a dominating fashion.
As we take a look at the set stats.
Cignal HD Spikers were 13 attack points compared to 11 of the Insurance Protectors. 2 block points and 3 service aces from the HD Spikers. Though pareho lang tayo, or tabla lang sila sa errors with 7 errors from both squads for that set. But I think the timing of the errors din nung Alpha Insurance cost them that set dahil they already have a good 4-0 run during the latter part of that set. But because of the error, on the service line and receive errors gave that set and win to the HD Spikers.
Coming up next, we've got the King Crunchers and the Sea Lions. Stick around for that as we close our first game coverage. In back, my partner, Paneng de Koningsvarter, Anthony Stay saying thanks for joining us. Till next time, take care. Have a good afternoon ahead. God bless.